If he doesn't care that I'm in the back, I'm in the trunk, he'll certainly care if I'm on top of the car, right? Does that not make sense to you, right? So I finagle my way out of the trunk, closing the trunk, you know what I mean? Like get on about, there's a click, and then get to the top of the car. So I'm on it like this, holding both sides. I'm on the roof of the car, sunroof and all. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Shedannygans, and I'm your host, Danny McFall, and thank you so very much for tuning in to this episode. I would like to pose a question to you. Shedannygans is all about posing those questions and seeing if you see my side of things. That's not what the show's about. As a kid, did you ever get in trouble for something and you felt like the punishment was maybe far too harsh for the crime, quote unquote, that was committed? Because that's what I feel like happened to me. I was around 15, 16, 16, 17, somewhere along there, right? And so at that time, high school, puberty was puberting as much as puberty could puber for me. Puber is not a word. Don't look up what that means. You know what? Forget it. But at that time, I was tired of riding the bus. And fortunately, around 16 or 17 or so, that's when your friends start getting cars and whatnot. Most of them are cars that are passed down from their parents, right? Their parents start getting cars. Most of them are cars that are passed down from their parents, right? Their parents has an old car, and then they'll give them, that, and then of course the parent will drive the new car. I was not lucky to do so because my mama still very much liked her car, and although I could drive it occasionally, not during the day, she had to go to work. Boy, you better get on that bus and go on in there. Yes, ma'am. So several of my friends had cars. And of the ones that had cars, there were few that we felt safe riding in, that I felt safe riding in. Because again, hand-me-down cars, which means they had seen some things. And this is hand-me-down cars. So this means these are cars that's like been through the 80s into the late 90s. And like now they're being given away. So they have been transporting families and all these things, right? My friend Nate, remember Pastor Nate, the grown man that powerbombed me previous episode, got a car. How did Nate get a car? Well, another thing you may not know about Nate, boy, I'm sure he's not happy at the fact that there's now 2 episodes about him. Hey, brother, love you. Back in the day, Nate was a bit of a star. Oh, yes, my boy was real big in our little town of North Carolina because he was an actor, a thespian, if you will, and he had landed a role in a movie. That's right. Nate was in the blockbuster hit. You may have heard of it. I know you have. Did you know that the movie Carrie, Stephen King, classic movie, it had a sequel in the 90s? Yeah, and it went not straight to DVD. It was in the movie theater for a very short period of time. It was called The Rage, Carrie 2. Now, what is The Rage, Carrie 2? Don't look it up. Probably not worth your time. But Nate had a part in that, and you couldn't tell him nothing. This man was big stuff, right? It was an extra. He was an extra, right? Some stuff happened and he ran. He was very happy about the fact that when all the stuff happened, he ran and got out because they wasn't gonna get him when the second carry started taking folks out. Really, they had to pay him more. If he had like a whole death scene or whatever, so that's why but in his mind he's like, nah, my character was smart, he had a whole backstory for his character. Did you really? I thought you were just black dude running number 2. It's fine. What that led to though was Nate having enough money to buy him a car. That's right, he didn't have a hand-me-down car. Of all the friends, Nate got a car that was relatively new, or newer. It wasn't new. It was a used car that he bought, but it wasn't a hand-me-down, right? So at that time, the high school, instead of riding on the bus, I'm gonna ride with Nate. He's in the neighborhood. He could just swing by and pick me up. So it was me, Nate, and Duck. The same trio from the video games. Now, my friend Tree, Duck's brother, Tree was not in the car because Tree had one of those hand-me-down cars from his dad. And there are several reasons why we didn't ride in that car. You remember the safety that I told you about? There was a lot of things to be concerned in Tree's car. And so that car was an old Chevrolet that his dad had for many, many, many years. And like the paint started chipping off and it started rusting. And it was just like rust color on the side of it. And just it was real horrible. Like it used to be silver. And then it was just kind of like a rusty rust with some silver stuff still left over. And so when Tree got the car from his dad, and he was like, I don't want to drive that. Like, what do you mean I want to drive that? And he's it's all rusty and stuff. And his dad was like, I got you. You rust? I get rid of it. And so his dad got a can of spray paint from Walmart. You know, the little and just spray and just spray painted the car all around with a couple of cans, right? Like a car is pretty big. And so they don't do that with cars, right? Like the paint for cars is a very specific type of paint, and so you don't just grab a spray paint when you got like a something on your car. His dad didn't care. My father was like, hey, you mad about it being rusty? You can't see the rust. So Tree was driving around in a very obviously spray painted silver car that had several issues, right? Now, we didn't ride with Tree. Again, Tree and Nate lived right across from each other. Tree was going to the same high school we was going to. Duck is Tree's actual brother, and Duck refused to get in that car because he knew what was going on. Because on top of it being spray painted silver, there were other things to worry about. Like the fact that this car could not see anything over 46 miles per hour. You hear me? And when I say 46, I mean specifically 46. You would push the gas pedal all the way down as hard as you could, and it would... And so what that led to was anytime we left the 35 mile per hour zones of the regular streets of the town and went on anything that was a highway or anything that was around 45 miles or 55 miles, that means people got real mad being behind us because why can't you go faster? It is 55 and you're going 46. Those numbers don't calculate. So a lot of people be passing and be upset. Tree wasn't happy, he'd be very angry. If he went to turn, if he turned too hard, the car would just turn off. I don't know why. So again, there was a lot of problems, right? You can't just be like, oh yeah, let me make this left turn. Clunk, 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 clunk. What? Will it crank up? We don't know. Find out on the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z. So, Tree's car was a no-go, right? All my other friends' cars, no-goes. There was something in there. So Nate getting this car, it may be used, but better, right? So it was great. It was like a Hyundai or something. It still had its problems. We made fun of it too. But he would come and pick up me and Duck and take us to high school, and then we would come back home. We'd even leave on lunch to go get some food and stuff and come back because we was cool, baby. We knew a dude with a car, and he was a bit of a movie star. Hear him tell it. And so it was a big deal. It was fun. Now, Nate took me home from school one day, and he would like to back into my driveway because he could just pull out and go, and his house was like, a couple of minutes down the street. So he backed in. My backpack and stuff was in the back of the trunk. So I, of course, needed to go and get that. So he popped the trunk. I went out. And when I went to go in and grab my backpack, Nate would pull the car up a little bit, right? See, here's the thing. BC, before Christ, I don't know if you watched the one of the last episodes, you understand Nate. He wasn't Pastor Nate at that point in time, right? BC Nate was a little bit different. And so he was still a bit of a butthole. And maybe he took the coffee break thing seriously. I hadn't called him a coffee break in years. It'd been like, we was 12 and stuff. What do you mean? That was a good 4 years? 3, 4, 5 years ago. Come on, man, let it go. And so he would pull up a little bit. Okay, and he would pull up again. And every time I would go to get my backpack, he would pull a little further and a little further outside of the driveway. And so I'm thinking, again, my 16-year-old brain, I'm like, fine, all right, you want to play and be dumb? I'll play and be dumb. So I hop in the trunk. He audibly hears as my body gets in the back of the trunk, right? Now, the thing is still open or whatever. I'm like, all right, I'm in here now. Don't do nothing dumb. Let me grab my backpack, and then I'll get outside of the trunk. See, in my mind, again, a child's mind, a 16-year-old's mind is not fully developed. Science says that your brain doesn't fully develop until 22, 25, somewhere along there. It's something with a 2. And I was 16, which clearly starts with a 1. So all of this, not my fault. But in my mind, it made sense. I hop in. This man is going to stop. Because you don't want to have somebody in the trunk of your car that's wrong. But he built different. You know what I mean? This is the older, even more grown man version of the grown man that just powerbombed me into a trampoline and nearly took me off of this planet. So why would he stop just because I hopped in? If he didn't have no regard for my body when he had it in his hands and wanted to end it, why would he care if it's in the back of a trunk? I know this now. This is all forethought. My brain, I'm 43, fully developed. It's developed and then some. It struggles a little bit. You know what I mean? So he didn't stop. In fact, he was like, oh, he in the trunk. He pulls on out. So now the car is moving. 16-year-old brain is like, aha, I see he has escalated the tension. I will escalate it even further. If he doesn't care that I'm in the back, I'm in the trunk, he'll certainly care if I'm on top of the car, right? Does that not make sense to you, right? So I finagle my way out of the trunk, closing the trunk, you know what I mean? Like get on about, there's a click, and then get to the top of the car. So I'm on it like this, holding both sides. I'm on the roof of the car, sunroof and all. All right, man, chill out. I'm on the car now. You can stop. Let me get my stuff out. He pulls on out further, turns down the street, and goes. We are now driving in the neighborhood. The speed limit is 35 miles per hour in a neighborhood setting, and this man is hitting every one of them 3 5s. You hear me? Because he is just... Now, again, 16, understand me, brain, not fully developed. Always wanted to be a superhero when I was a kid. Dressed like a superhero to this day. Look at all the superhero memorabilia around here, the Dragon Ball Z, all this stuff. At that point in time, flying, oh, that's something that I wanted to do. And do you know, to this day, that was the closest I'd ever felt to flying. I'm on the roof of a car, you know what I mean? Just going, wind blowing. I ain't got hair, but it's blowing. It feels cool. Butterfly in the sky. I can fly twice as high. So I'm on the roof of the car, driving. Wee! It's fun to me. I got good grips on the side of this. You know what I mean? It's gonna be all right. I'm good. The windows is rolled down. All right, cool. I guess we're going to Nate's house. Because where else is he going? The neighborhood ain't so big. So he's going in and going and going and going. And so he's driving and we're going and we get to his house. Now, his house and Duck's house and Tree's house and it's like a cul-de-sac. It's a circle. It's a circle. And so, you know, you go in and you go out or whatever. And so I'm thinking he's clearly not going to drive. We already 35 miles an hour. It's fine through the streets. You know what I mean? I got a good grip and all, but you ain't going to just roll me around in a circle, is you? Boy, that's dangerous or whatever. But see, he built different. Jesus hadn't taken the wheel of his heart yet. And so whatever BC was operating was before Christ and hard, because he was just, and he just went in that circle. His car is like a Hyundai such and such is what his car is, right? With a list of problems of his own. This is a used car brought from rural North Carolina, paid for by a few $100s that this man made being an extra in a sequel to a Stephen King movie that came out back in the 70s that nobody saw. This is the car that is now responsible for my life. And this man is driving it like it is Kit from Knight Rider. Like this thing has got all the suspensions and whatever. At any point in time, a hubcap and or a tire could pop off this thing, but you couldn't tell him nothing. Couldn't tell him nothing. And so at this moment, was it because I called him a coffee break? Had he been trying to take me off of this planet my entire life? I don't know. But at the time, I got good, strong grip. I'm on the sides. I got it. All right. And my feet's kind of down a little bit, but it's fine. I'm gripped. I'm locked in strong. Sometimes you realize that your closest friends can sometimes be your biggest ops. Again, nobody's brain was developed, right? So Nate, 16, driving around or whatever. Yeah, he looked like a grown man, but in there, that ain't grown just yet. Me, don't look like a grown man, but on top of a car. Still having fun, but getting a little concerned. Okay. Why are we going around this circle at 35 miles an hour in your questionable car? Can we stop? Figuring it's going to stop at some point in time soon, right? Because it's gotta. And then that's where Duck jumps into the story, because he was sitting in the front seat, the passenger side of the car. And so Duck thought it would be funny to roll up the windows on his side. Remember, I got my fingers inside, that this is the only thing helping me hang on to life as I am just experiencing G-force that I ain't never experienced before. So we just around in a circle, but I got a good grip. And then all of a sudden the windows roll up. And so I got to move my hand, because if it rolls up and it hurts my fingers, then I'm gonna fall. And so I move my hands outside of the window, right? And so, you know, it's like that little space between where the window rolls up on the car on the door, and like whatever that little lip is on the outside of it, Nate rolls his up too, because why not? It's funny. Let's just see if we can kill Danny. So I am now, as we are going around in a circle on the roof of a car, all I got is my fingernails. Fingernails and Jesus, just keeping me locked on into the mostly Jesus, because I ain't even now. I don't have long fingernails, and I didn't have them then. So we just 16-year-old grip strong fingernails. Please don't bend and break. It's so fun. Hee ha ha. Help me. Okay. So we're going around. Hey, Nate. Hey. Whole time I'm yelling. The sunroof is open. He got a sunroof again. Hey, nice car. I still don't trust it. So I'm yelling in. All right. We done had the fun. Stop. I can't hold on. Duck. Okay. And again, and Duck's even younger than us. Duck's like 2-3 years younger than us. So Duck is like, ha. He pokes his head up through the sunroof, looks up at me. And again, he's Vietnamese, has a very high-pitched voice. And because he grew up in a Vietnamese household, but he was also raised in the South, in North Carolina, he had a weird kind of a Vietnamese country accent. And so he would look up at me and he said, "You gonna die, boy." He thought it was hilarious. Ha, you gonna die. And he meant it. Or maybe he didn't. Again, my friends, I've known you since you were 3 and I was 5. And yet here we are. Not only did you put toes all in my nose, now you're trying to take me off of this planet. Is what I did. I ain't even do nothing to you. Okay? Why? Why are we here? So I'm yelling, and as he puts his head up, you gonna die. I move my hands from the thing. This, I realize now, is less a survival instinct and more of a rage kind of thing. But either way, 2 birds, 1 stone. I grab him by his neck, got him in the meanest choke sleeper hold. I'm holding on because his body is in the car. I am now anchored. So now that the car is driving around in a circle, I am just on top of the roof, choking out a small Vietnamese boy to save my life. Is the future pastor stopping? No, he is not. He is still going around, because this is funny. I will choke this little boy out because it's either him or me. And I ain't forgot that you told me you put your toes all in my nose. So on my mama, on my hood, if I go, you go. Nate understands at this point, oh, he's really not going to let go. I will take him out. I'm not going to die. I'll deal with whatever the consequences are later. But I'm not going to roll off the roof of the top of a car and see how that feels. Eventually, I guess, that the duck's legs start spattering, he realizes he should probably stop. So he does. Appreciate you. Thanks so much, brother. He stops. We laugh. Because again, frontal lobes not really developed. So everything is funny and hilarious. Even Duck. It's funny. All right, man. Good times. Go ahead and take me on back home. He takes me back home. I get out the car. We still he laughing. I walk in the house. I get my backpack out. And I see that my mama is there. Now, my mama wasn't there before we left on the joyride. She hadn't gotten home from work yet. But by the time I got back, mama had made it home. Now, who was in the house, I would realize very painfully so, was my little sister. 8 years younger than me at the time. So 8, 9, somewhere along those lines. The biggest op I've ever had in my entire life. So I walk in the house because ain't nobody see nothing. It's fun. I walk in and my mama is standing there waiting on me and has a look on her face that she shouldn't have. I ain't done nothing to get in trouble recently. Not that I know of. My grades is good. I ain't messing with nobody, you know what I mean? I've been doing good. Other than that little thing, but she can see that you won't hear. What do you mean? And so my mama is standing there, and slightly behind her with just a look of smugness on her face is my little op of a sister. Oh, yes, that would be the same sister that has the little son that was beating me in the video games, and I had to prove a point to. You see how even as adults, this is where it started. You know what I mean? She was always out there thinking it's funny. So my sister and my mama, and so now realization is coming in here. How did she? And my mama says, "Oh, so you just gonna be riding on the rooftops of cars, huh?" How did you just tell me what just happened? How did you know? Because mama at this point in time she had transitioned from BC Mama into she had found Jesus and whatnot, and so the Lord was with her, and so I was like, did Jesus sell me out? Like, was it my little sister or was it the Lord above? Who did it? Who? And also in my defense, I was trying to. I just wanted my backpack. You understand? I was trying to escalate it to stop him. These are the things, right? Like now, right? I could try to explain it. At the time, I was just in shock. 16, frontal lobe shut down. What? Uh-oh, I am in trouble. And so, Mama then she says, okay. So since you want to do all that, and it was a quiet rage, right? Like, and I understand now as an adult, her son could have died, right? One of her children put himself in a very stupid and dangerous situation. And so he needed to be punished. I get it. At the time, I felt like maybe this was a little harsh because she said, you are now grounded until you are grounded until I say you are not grounded. Now, I was expecting a whooping. Go ahead and get the belt out. Let's go ahead and take these, you know what I mean? And then I can go on back on to going on. But see, my mama, she paid attention to who her son was. She understands, look around me, right? You see all this memorabilia and all that, whatever. That was what was going on then. I ain't have the money to buy all of it, but it was the things that I was a big fan of. My mama decided that she was just you grounded. You can't go over and play with your friends. Oh, these friends, that's fine. They ops anyway. But that did suck because I did jump on the trampoline. I really didn't go enjoy playing with my friends. You can't play PlayStation. Oh, my video game. No. You can't watch wrestling. This was the Monday Night Wars. This was the peak, the Attitude Era. I would watch WCW and WWF. I would flip back and forth. What you mean I can't watch Monday Night Raw? What? And then she kept going. She said, and you can't watch Dragon Ball Z. Look at him. That's just, I'm a grown man. Dragon Ball Z is the reason why I like anime. What you mean I can't watch Dragon Ball Z? And they had just, stop it, Jarvis. They had just switched over from the Frieza saga. What you mean? Goku, I was going to find out if Goku's going to be a Super Saiyan. So I did remember saying this because when Dragon Ball Z hurt me, I was like, whoa, pump your brakes, mama. Wait. Whoa. All the other stuff, cool. I figured it out. Mama, but Goku about to fight Frieza, and I need to see if he's going to be a Super Saiyan. It made logic sense to me. Mama didn't know nothing about no Super Saiyan. In fact, she hated Dragon Ball Z. This was Mama's hit list of stuff that I watched that annoyed her, and she took this as an opportunity to take it out. Every time I watch Dragon Ball Z, she walk in there, wow, they yelling. Oh, that's all they do. Mama, he trying to power up because he needs to be stronger than Captain Ginyu. And then, I don't know about no Ginyu. He just turn that down. She hated it. And it was an opportunity, okay? I was always with the DX, and you smell what the Rock is cooking. She got tired of what the Rock was cooking. She got tired of Goku and Super Saiyan, and this was her opportunity to get rid of it until I couldn't do nothing. That meant I had to ride the bus again. Couldn't ride with Nate because we can't hang out no more. You done got me in trouble. And my little sister face, just so happy right then. I couldn't do nothing to it. Then I was already in a whole lot of trouble. So all the rage, whoa. There was another little person I wanted to choke out. Couldn't do nothing. Because that's gonna get me into further trouble. But when people be like, oh, why you got beef with your sister? Because she sold me out. And to this day, she'll defend it. I don't want to hear nothing in the comments. Specifically to my sister. Y'all can say whatever you want to say, but Bree, chill out. I had to go back on the bus. My other friends were like, oh, welcome back. Blah, blah, blah. Word got out because my other friends would be like, you want to come over? Or you just see what happened on wrestling? I didn't see Monday Night Raw or Nitro because I'm on punishment. What? Tell them the story. How long you grounded? She said until. What that means? I don't know. She said it might be like a year. Oh, dang. And so every day when I would get off the bus, not only did I have to go back to the bus, Duck and Nate was still riding because no, whatever. I guess Nate didn't get in trouble for it. But me, I'd take all the punishment. I was trying to save my life. And so I would get off the bus, and then all the my other friends would yell off the bus, all right, Danny, just 364 more days. All right, Daddy, just 222. They just throw out long number. They were counting down as I would just walk sadly to my house to do my homework and nothing else. Grounded up and until it ended up being just about a year. It all ran together until finally she was like, all right, you good now. I think you've learned your lesson. I begged her to whoop me several times. I was like, can you just beat me and get it over with? I'll take it. I'll hand you the belt. I'll stand right here, please, so I can watch Dragon Ball Z. I would hear them talk about it at school. Oh, Goku, don't talk. Wasn't no DVR. Wasn't no DV. None of that. Okay. It was VHS. It was, if you missed it on Toonami, you missed it. Oh my God. So I feel personally, even this many years later, that was too much, right? Now, people who have children and whatnot, what do you think? Is the punishment too difficult? I don't know if I would necessarily do the same thing to my child, my future child, if I would have one. But then maybe I would, because I'd be so afraid as a parent. Why would you do that, right? So, yeah, needless to say, I was a very well-behaved child once I got off of punishment, because that left a mark, to say the least. So, yeah. I think that's where I'm going to end things today. That is yet another story of ridiculous things that happened in my childhood and the punishment that I received for it. Do you think my other friends, their parents should have punished them? Do you think that I should have been punished so much for this? Would you do the same for your child? These are things I would love to know. So if you would, please comment below and let me know. As always, thank you so very much for tuning in and watching my face tell you these stories that are hilarious to me now. I did not find it funny back then, but looking back, that is pretty funny. Make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you comment on the video. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. If you're watching on Patreon, love you dearly. Go ahead and leave me some love. And yeah, if you're on YouTube, come on over to Patreon. I do a whole lot of other stuff over there too. Just, daily thoughts, general shenanigans. That's where everything lives, right? All the TikTok stuff, all the everything, full clips, everything lives on Patreon. And it goes there first before it comes here to YouTube. So love for you to go there to check that out. In the meantime, make sure that you always and forever stay golden.